Obi mame na
Sabi da bi obi kasa o da masa me na station dia Obi na station dia and MPP station dia Obi say o ka dey be dia Obi why Obi me protest o ka say dey be say na station for you now dia to 10 minutes how now dia na station dia na me na station dia Obi o twa ma no sa now dia Obi station dia and MP asempa no dia Adani power legends Adani to travel the ati one MPP Adani for 4 minutes one MPP say minority leader we lawyer who to be police in Ikade etimi ka so ye Jimmy for Obi is this what the MPP has become 2 minutes one Obi and MPP ebenkwa 40 minutes ebenkwa 40 minutes ekoyi Obi say what we get to say 5 months they say ekoyi so okay we are through studio we are through but yes we be ekuyi but you we did say serious can hear him and say nti ye bebo no bia de no haka na manako ba sisi apart here so what that can you nansa unya kan de obi so ntimi ngase koyi nansa unya kan ya ai eye wo miracle ai nansa 3 days area ben no obi a ewo spin text towards Lashibi 17, 18. Yes. All the way to 20. Kania. Ibini. So I just say na uko mountains uko ufi. Utuban cannot say light they do not show do so me call mountains. Yeah. But do them you do light. Also your way. 3-4 the mountain quite the west. So quite the so crown so say short. Oh, now the only good thing about mountains one is always a weather. Weather yeah. And the 1 year one ya fast here boko no yakusho. But obi it's bad. But especially for businesses for business. We say neyanka dollar na coffee mkakre nanka and also because the dollar na coffee na hanim far. Yeah. As a cost 90. Yeah, but the minister has said they inherited a crisis. It will not take 5 months to deal with that crisis. The level and the magnitude of the crisis from we inherited. Minister Nasam there, I can say because the past 3 days I've been sharing series. Yes, on my Facebook. Series, no, yes. Unse to the bia wawe no munsem. Etu me chechero. Me no can say minister no, he's fighting himself or debating no. O debate crisis ben. O crisis started time ben. Did it start on the 7th of January? And I say, because you remember, say, Minister Nankasa Ebiene Numutunka say, power and a war my way. Yes. A broswa to the sense that when you cry, said the other carbon to cry on kayo, and this was inside November, December. So on one Numutunti who didn't hear. Also, we shouldn't be in an energy crisis situation. His own words. So I just say, you know, no one also sign catching and say, well, who the entire as a summer, and I to me, I go through an energy difficulty for 12 days. As 12 days, a year for timetable, and my phone so I just say, into crisis, being refis on one or Babemun first interview. I can say the total amount of Fangwa, yes, I had the best power, the best 24 hours. Remember, you know, no one sang quiet. In fact, someone setting up committee, be a chief of staff ahead. Then they come back to us 3 days later and say, someone resolve it. And my yes, and my bones in mom. It took a crisis because when okay. Obi, a kaya ever 2 years 2017, and why been on some better year difference view the Mupako check it. A kaya ever 2 years, energy sector 2017, and one on better year. And then that's a problem. And I say that's how can 8 years, no, yeah, it's how can 8 years, you're better year. And one year manager and the more can 8 years. I go through crisis 8 weeks. And one. You understand what I'm saying? See, it's not enough for you to just come and recount. But they told you, said they left you, BB and I was saying, come on, the clear sakan. You didn't do it. Now, in Esla. Yes, Uja BB as say the clear sakan. We didn't do it. But within that period, you're making sure, say, oh, now say we didn't do it too. But within that period, no, you're making sure, say, Kaniano, in spite of a cow or no a cow. Kaniano FM. Anambwa. What are you talking about? Complain men out the beach. All things being in co. See, I'm fancy Hodi BBA constant. With the fancy 8 years, so you Hodi BBA constant. We left power. So as at 7 January, everything being constant, we left you power. Why don't you give us power? Why? I don't know my power. So what is almost money where friends say car power for your meetings and fat. And then come your meeting. If I am in your canea. So I did a mechanism. You know, on women now. Anka meja kasam. Na sisi on kase ni old video na wakofa wo boma. Oh na ye ba abai we ho na kasa pass energy for. You see, me share video on Facebook now. That is exactly what this is going through. They are fighting themselves. Oko lands and natural resources. In our Oko energy sector. There's nothing going on with them. It is they fighting themselves. In fact, Uti Omkrana Yareho, Asamo Kano, December 2024. If you are not in the Honyadrin, it tells you that Omamba Bemu with a plan. Omamba Bemu with a strategy. Omamba Bemu with solution. The Omoya say Omoke can semwa
Asempa FM.
Ebema Ghana for Bufu, Ashe Ghana for Bufu, Ebiaka, Nomudina vote. That's all. Ebinka, and no. Inti, or Casabno at that time, and Sebi on processing. No, I can't try. Say, "Be we need to know bones. We know what to about." I feel no be. I feel no about who reality. No. Ebe recount reality na change. Obre bo sector back. Sector be abubu be a metro with your mom can have omuso. And they cocoa board see you nam cocoa as no crack ne way ne leather chair. And then ne bottled water and all church room or how that the cocoa board. Now who himself how no one has over 6,000 and 7,000. Now him.
Or say they didn't get the actual picture.
So on what basis
when they came to power?
So on what basis then?
Mess.
So on what basis then were you telling them when you didn't have the full picture? Were you telling them say you're wicked? Until the amount 6,000. Then so if I tell you say now KKB now they give voter, they are can somebody justified. It means I didn't know the complete picture. Now they won't you. And to say what say nipa not so they were wicked. Until no 6,000, but that's what you said. Though you didn't talk about a mess. So I just say, "Would you better do?" My sister down said there's a mess. Now when him say mess into the nipa no, so-called mess into the nipa no, so known to be my sister. Say you created an impression. Say cocoa board was all glossy. BBA kama. So I just say the D into YouTube near dinti near ma cocoa for no 6,000. Oh, 6,000, and you were emphatic with the figure. What better cocoa as na only eti cocoa na na church or high or they or how fair home being.
It was a foul more because a Bible and a no more. They've opened the books and the level of mismanagement. Inti Niamabia omo pepe munankombe me ayeno. They cannot do it.
The end ma wo cast over 6,000. They na ujina so kind. Now we need plan. And they say it will be. Because if you have a group of people who said so much, based on which omo prepare a manifesto, ebe catch and say afeni who say na dey into me and they say we are in trouble. Na nipa na no wo so na no 6,000. If you say denti no 6,000 no.
Na ono running institution.
Or running institution down cocoa board no. Why they running it down? Why they do cocoa roads by or they be taught on yama wine or they can saddle cocoa board. And one how fast our cocoa board report and one how BB munka crack say leaked. Haven't you seen that mess already? When him was here, what are they talking now? Any another subject matter you buy but the fundamental issue in say you don't have a full picture and yet you went around making promises. That is why sector by sector this government is struggling. Hey, oman kasan sem na teacher omo kon. Baby abem say ban we struggle bia de omo kan ya afi de omo no.
But was struggling be a fair description because they are 4 months in power in 2 days time. Again, the impression should not be created. Say,
nobody has created that impression. We are only using the 4 months. That's why we are not picking everything. Until the young picky BBI pick the IFE say a year a bit fair within 4 months. Obi, that's how by Nakasi Kanye Sisuna wouldn't na fair. The power was stable. So that make our ideas here. And now within 5 months in your 5/5, Nina ya go through crisis.
4 months.
Oh, yeah, me. That January 7th, and then January
4 months is Wednesday. 120 days here, Wednesday.
February, March, April, May. Okay. So 4 months. Why 4/4? 4 Nina. Why in a try for our energy sector? Yan can't be before Biao. Can you nesi so? Nejina so. Oba nejina so. Mutu manina so here. What's a young count 4 years as well, my can. Obi, a friend say, and no coherence will. The question for any question, Kofudia Krum, Finfin, Cohedensu. And the taxi drivers almost on car say, only overheating, almost to be concerned densu, and from Begumaya touch.
But it didn't start.
It didn't start. You see, Obi, I agree. It didn't start. In fact, some of the strategies that we used didn't work. Yeah. But you see, one of the reasons why we voted for this government as a country is not because something started earlier or started late. It was because they said they will fix it. Okay. So I just hear. So I am not debating. Me, I'm a very fair-minded person. I'm starting it. And now, and yes, me too omufu. Me too omufu. No, I catch us a wound me and I know 1 year. The one casa mobile. And I will remind you almost all. I don't know. Obi now. How many days near the declare state of emergency? And no here what 6 years. And I hear 5 years. And you one paragraph. Now they parliament. And the parliament won't grow 180. In no 2 hours. No, I throw now the call. Why hasn't the president done that? Oba no catch and say oba. Ube making sure say galamsey yes here chiche omo pity. Ube ja omo nyina omo amnesty. Now walk after the campaign. Yes. And we making sure say won konkoche sanko for them excavators. I na watch omo. And omo na wo parody omo say yemo nse ma say and no dey oba obeye. But dey ba ko aban we buy 4 months ni. Omo here in the fight against galamsey and not any hodada. But that's not what you promised us. You promising nyama foforo. What to me dey ayakayaka de meko share chief justice ni judicial renew within 4 months. But want to me for repel lie. Our absolute majority in parliament. 4 months and also yes, but what the 4 months year of mining in chief justice say free ho. Also won't tell you, but how the former who the year of mining in chief justice say free ho. But want to mean find repel our absolute majority in parliament. Obi, we should be fair to ourselves. Me, I will never ask or demand of this government anything they didn't promise because the promise you to me yet. Let alone somebody be back home. But we are simply saying that they are more kind, and 1 year, and no to me yet, but they are back home. Obi, you are well read when it comes to current affairs for my womb. But dear Bakwa informant about we are different. Omoba answer 7 January ne bi ni ho in the fight against galamsey. Not even one. Until yet Obama mo yeden. And then what is different in their fight against galamsey? They say unlike in the past they better now say na so man penin to me stop galamsey dey any on any penin for na ye ade no. And then NDC party na kasa na akwaji galamsey na boso.
Party bang. That's an allegation.
Allegation. Upper Denture East was Upper Denture West. Chairman.
And he East
chairman. Yenu Kroma. On the party focus here soldier for the eso ne minute. Our bridge in some pedian waha. More reporter. A drone shot of bridge in echi. Oma say who you say who's winning. What's perception? I win traditional council. Oman throw petition and bro man penny John Dramani Mahama. Say Omo NDC MP no. Eye galamsey. Nananom ne Troy. What are you talking about? And they your friend is saying chairman you friend is saying NDC chairman here ni way ni interview ni nam you haven't watched that video eh?
No, which one is that?
And you wholesome come say ma o chairman na galamsey issue aba up and the aba up a friend is saying radio station na friend interview no obi odi ni mu nyina di omo de so what are you talking about? Omo na waje aboso NDC party no na ye galamsey ene Kwetiwa East Kwetiwa West so I just say party for no na age no mo ye anyame na make am e no be TUC ankasa on the 1st of May what say omo say galamsey has worsened. Me ko sambe car na bi anka ne see you na dey taxi trade car come about abai high anko be ka say me na make obi enye me na make am two use na bi anoka obi 4 months ago na two use we kasa o mampeni John Romani mama ye Facebook live e be team so TUC and then two use akasa omu nyina ye kom because omu didi peche enti omu mfa ye hu biem nsem na e ha omu wo position na nu nti ye ya no ma be kasa obi and then omu didi peche. And there was not a single day I make Kumasi. Just about and say my back Kumasi, but try radio station. I don't know. And they were better than crying. The way Finn Kumasi for. And no moose will say. And I want them Kumasi quiet so now think and I cook Kumasi in so Konongo Quayuna. Monsieur Sino, market to Fin, and here to Galamsey. It was there.
But you also have to acknowledge the modest successes. One of them being the stability with Ghana Hano, the dollar's strength against the cedi. It's a major thing. And when we see stability on that front, a modest success also acknowledging the repeal of some taxes and Ghana for air complaining about a modest success that should be acknowledged. And we've seen the president take a bold way say appointees are in to mean declare more asset by a set date, no. there has been a reprimand. I mean, some of them would be forfeiting their salaries 4 months. By Ochina close of day, won't declare automatically you are fired. These are things that should be commended.
Obi, to be very honest with you, me, Maka is a very open-minded and fair person.
Yes.
Dollar minyana kaba 6.
Okay.
Yin na ebe boy.
Okay.
So ade bakwa metiye me bompaye pan say whatever it is the government is doing, that is driving the dollar down. They should intimate. I won't lie to you. Me tomechi pan ne momobi. Yam play home. So and I'm very happy say omoje credit no. My catcher say omo keep it the same energy. So omoje credit so omo ye bibi until the dollar no go for me doma say. Bobby, we know our currency. FM. Lesson bakwa mesia ewa abayimu say when it comes to our currency in this country.
Because of the regime we operate, the floating regime, you know.
5th May 2024, a year by now. That dollar was 13 cedis. 4 months before 5th May, that dollar was 17 cedis. 2023. Between January and May, in fact, at some point, if you recall, 2024, somewhere between January and February, dollar came all the way to 11. I'm sure you remember. Between 2024, January to February, March, it came all the way to 11. 2024, year, and I was saying. So I am careful, but it is my prayer and wish to say it will come down, and I'm glad that they have owned up to take credit. Every day, those are because I say 4 months. Now 4 months want to be taking credit for exchange rate improvement. Now want to be taking credit for Myanmar or Troka. Oh, it we can pick and choose. Omoni e kaso mo to omobo asa omoni en kasa yi. Ye ne e homo. Obi ye ne tu omoka. Ye to ene ye tu omoka.
Omo nso tuye bi.
Debi omo de ni so omo ye dodo sen. Omo ye dodo sen.
Ba omo tuye bi.
Obi o kasa 1000 bomba.
To basket no. Omo nso
obi debi tie. Omo ye dodo na utua na e sa de hwewa. Na say wo crowd
dey. That's what.
Itimuni e kasa mo nto mo komo na mo hwe ye ne ye hwe mo.
Ye nyina ye to ne ye keka bo. Me dey run the administration of
debi Yawa Land Cruiser. Yawa friend saying saloon car. Untofuo. So ya ufia ote air condition bukota ka ote air condition ko fia ote ko officer debi omo ne ye kaso mo to mo bo ase mehu se omo my responses na omo re fie mo so mo aban mu eyo mo so mo da so opposition nto mo kasa ne wakoba no so debi muntumi wo aban ma untumi ne ye kasa rough
okay
obi anso mo ase beje adwuma no una so obetumi aye
ti untumi
to bo ase na ne ye kasa
okay
oni ye ntumi kasa se ne wo si pe bia you don't have that liberty. You have to be modest, you have to be humble, you have to be respectful. No matter how piercing it is to you, you have to respect us. Because we not sorry free her. Ufu ala odi free her. Akofi no. Ye ni etoma o. Ye
nyina ye to.
Yes.
Eto a wonso utua bi.
E wo de na ye kakra bi. Mo ye o kabo nyina bo mo ye 8000 na
ba mo tua bi.
Eswa. Na de na utua na se ye de ma wo de a wo de ye ka na balance ye. Obuke ka here utua e no fi ye tete nyina fi ma wo de ye ka. Enti me ade ba kwa me pay from so mo me show mo post no. And do say, hey, obi a wo abema o ye presidential staff aye ne ye very disrespectful post about me. Me say, hey, now let me kasa rough from that. Me money di madam for fight person go di. Let me say, hey, only me kasa rough from that. So akofa me Facebook post bi am here about exchange rate no dey trade me. This
ono wa ban.
Na me so me taking it there na wa try the for no. Obi, and I'm assuming taking it there now. Watch on the floor.
Oh, is that you guys sit here?
Oh, and now me taking it there now.
Yes.
Me taking it there now. Watch on the floor. Me taking it. And I'm the tour because you see, exchange rate at the my catch.
About from
January to May, there. I'm not supposed. We don't pack off Ghana exchange rate. January to May, be so yes, yeah. It's the other day. Me say be film. Say me mention say to no munya me after me screenshot the now no. It's all the one cause wa. E do ba ko say me WhatsApp say sa. Me show den. E me the best. But the most important thing is say someone here kasa. No matter
Munya would say. No, the other time, no, it's something he will refer to, but a Ghana web story where you are reported to have said, says the NDC in our power. And Kadola na hit 25 cities.
Oh, and the we can need the number be na mike. Oh, I'm day. Every we go video na kasa.
O can
na make Bobby say NDC no munya fi power. Tell me January to May there. Oh, but to be very honest with you, I am really hoping that whatever it is, no.
More no. And they May in June.
Okay. So I just say, and the made June, to be very honest, when it comes to exchange rate, dear, and yeah, dear, and this your more boneno, and that's how my son, when you exchange rate when you're there, or when your market here on the position. So I just say,
I'll come back to you, Minty, CEO, Nafe, Yanani, and home run, and we deal with the other Casano, it's all Tony, or Abem, Yanni, or no, mate, here for and then so on Penny, I launch a code of conduct. Code of conduct to guide appointees on more behavior, on more conduct, everything. Everything.
Okay, we are extractive in brand. I think it's fair. It's fair because all those things are already in our law.
Sure. Abbas Nuruddin, acting CEO, Social Investment Fund. Akwaba ete saying. Communications officer for the NBC. Ashanti Radio. But say ahoden wo ho.
Oh, nyame ayade nyame go so ehira my Ghana.
Nyame ase.
Fi se nyankopon yi Ghana free ofidusumfo afidie mu. Ogie free empokire ene ya ne ahohiahia na na dodanko akufo adone Dr. Baumia de ewura mu no. O man no tumi hu se yate dade hankran bi afiri ekom. O man no tumi hu se dade hankran chain mu yate dade hankran bi afiri ekom na oni Ghana ni bi anamo a asa na this wa bi sono ena sa this one no yaso ya oni Ghana ni bi e kasa. There is a renewed sense of happiness bi because abai papa ye day aba na obi mamemfa akwanya we so na menchia o mampanyini John Dramani Mahama Ghana mampanyini a wo enebre mu no Nyankopon de adobedum o my Ghana
Asempa FM
wo hwehwe o man no se ne ebe ya ebenya ni daso eni arehemu e wo ye my Ghana mu na aboa ama eniema etimi akoyie na ye nyina ye de so mfaso na miracles be wie minua miracles ma mencha no oye minua se funtemfu no fu ne denchemfu na fu ye nyina ye furu ye baako nti ye didi ni kwan se ye kun because ye didi ni nyina kogu ye funu baako
zia wudidi mi didi emenka
ye nyina amanyofo NDC ni MPP ye nyina ye baako kire se ye nyina ye se ye pɔman ni yie meboa ba te se de ye nyina ye se ye pese ye bankran
yes
ba MPP fo so pese o bankran a na wo firi kumase a ko fo oboase kwam
okay
na ko fa winiba na ko fa yamransa na be fa gomua na be pie na ye de se wo betimi afa ha kwawu aba nyinam no abepie ye nyina nkan de de ba nti ye nyina no nke nya tamfo
yes
na baby ode na asem no be wie ye no o say katra baso na wa makeka nsem bia ono is an admission say ono afi say nsem no okeka ya
kasa me so ne nkasa ni die mu
oh why not no
na o kasa so entoto nsa o aben mu you see o aben mu
me abas no redin amete Ushiame na yo hu Kristo ni amenso me ye Kristo sama kira ho ba ushiame na yo hu busumsum ni a o me ye bozo menso pepepe enti me no ushiame na and America say ya be ye ya
statements now make you cry and your arrogance of heart
oh that arrogance
obi a wo abemu to be sure citizen and you can say ushiame that be arrogance
say wo ba na ye kɔ ne bɔkɔ ye bɔkɔ ba wo di CD a
de bi wo abemu dia ye fancy abemu de ye di si a wuncha abemu de di si a na prepare na ye de bi ankasa sa when that code of when there no
but obi
yes Abbas
so nim say papa John Dramani Mahama e be di ade no wenya 120 days
alternative
and ye
120 days
na ye keka pini 120 days hono ya koye say wo pa ban ya free say Ghana ba ye ne bosha wa share ne ye first 100 days ne bosha wa share no within the first 100 days ni nyina no kra no wo ye this one ma aye omanfo dodo no anwanwa eno anu omanpanyi John Dramani Mahama Adia Nana went to me for 125 ministers annual. John Mahama the 56 MPC yeday and ministers yeday and the Ghana 10 years it cost 56 MPs pay but Nanado at the 125 ebe say o my Ghana we eko wie say empanyufo asem o mo kane no kra kire say yese kete we so ye chan dodo owura hwe it is not about quantity about the quality. We ministry be to say transporter and ne ye papa Mahama transport and the nipa ba akokra na wo ho ye nyanya deputy mpo only say any deputy transport minister. Look at the inroads you are making. But under Kufuado transport ministry na nkasa no ye chiche mu ma ministers mako 8 transport ministry ba kono near aviation. Only say aviation main aviation and the deputy ye wo transport ankasa and the deputy ye wo railways and the deputy and na ne sa wo ba ko ba ne hwe nipa ba ko hwe adwuma wo ye de wo ye
adwuma ben.
And one of the agencies under the transport ministry, yes. DVLA.
Yes.
And then we call DVLA. Or more than she guaquam, send your beya. And Yama Bibraya Koso one said there is one particular issue very contentious about licensing Okadas, any Guru boys.
Okay.
You see, there is a school of thought or Mufi said, and you can see legalize Okada because. Oh, onam kra mo tumi be de be say okay yes ikafo na yes atiye ma refie no a miracles mo an na o mo de da V8 mo nom ne ade no ohu ogada ni wo kwan so ofi say ye nuisance but na ye wa kra bia se wo ha se sabi aboate akofro bia na dwo enye okada na be kwa akofa na ba nipa na ne nkwa be free nsa sa nipa no okada legalizing okada is a matter of life and death for him ye wa kra bebrase a sa wo ka oba enyo okada ena edene be kwa wo jebia can't mean for nko say nipa no okada isem enne san hyehyɛ ye ni nyina egu so ayeye dey ye na amafo say na dwuma John Mahama wa hyase a wo ye say ne John Mahama si ye na dwuma ntentem no anhwe abe kakra no onya bibia anya bio within a matter of 4 or 5 months
4 months
almost eniema ya papa John Mahama kan ye nyina wo ye National Apprenticeship Program yapa ho ntoma adwuma wura ya ye dey yapa ho ntoma Mahama care ene yapa ho ntoma anuanom a na omo yare cancer omo yare kidney a sabia ni da so asa no ene ye be ye nhyehyɛ a omo nyina benya ayarehwɛ enom ne ade efri uyiye no kura free hɔ a eboshe bi aye papa share ya na amanfo free say oboa eye tumi no de pe enom ne ade no eno ba ya abasa hariso ara no waye ama sane MPP for no mo kasa ade we de o ya economy ni begunom ne ade na economy na fe na economy ni kra eye dey enya hoden ya papa Mahama ka so be yi levy
okay
yi levy no nyi ye wo bi wo ho a yi levy kwa enkodru bosume no atua no na be 200 million and now 150 million and now by virtue of the fact say your papa ayi say sika na free hon nti no and the say sika no obetimi dia hye na adwuma nim obetimi dia tua ne ba school fees obetimi dia bone ba bi dwetre it just by the elimination of the yi levy and the betting tax no and your papa the sika nka say ye dey ewura amanfo botom hwe free education. Ya papa kaso be hold national dialogue on free education within obi onye why
by who
from free education
like there is no report from that way you know
no but now call the ya papa ya niam mienu o ka so be ye miracles eko gina TV so say Mahama ba obi twa free education mu osu nyina wa resa dey Jandam the amafo aye bi okro ha o miracles so say okoto abama chomama me has added as a da as a mini adwuma no wate ase bruta miracles so say anuanom esramo mamom ye hwemanese okoto abama chomama obetwa free education oh girl bi kodi adanse say angunani akwala abaye bi kodi adanse say enye free education a enka wanya school anko miracle boss a video no say eniso atata no nye free education enka ge no na yekoto abama mahama ebetwam ene na yakoto abama mahama ene free edi mahama no a wo so obetwa free education mu no eno no na be free education ye one ene ma mienu a na ma free education e defeating the purpose ama ekeba mu na ye mienu pe double track ene nkwala no feeding
yes
nkwala na aduane ana enye papa ninti no owufuo bi wo ho a na amanfo ye aduane de bia de free fie de koma omoma ana se de bia wo de sika ye dey esma ene wo hu nkwala a omo kase mahama ba ye na omo wi sausage who sa video ni bi na
no was earlier
minister someone sorry chief kafraga minister wo kase aduane enko yie no oka no within the context of one the timeliness of a bread aduane no ye dey eba that is the
no press conference the quality of this
that is the member dey there atoso but mahama ba ye no me nkasa bibia ye kasa bibi koya e no jese bibia ye aye pepe pesa e dey asin toba akumienu be dey baba but there is a market improvement in aduane ana nkwala de nkwala mo say obi se wakọ from 1 to from 3 or me sausage da and akufuado Ondi Kosiada, de biagari, and Nando Mampenny Mahama, Yahoo improvement. Ebia wanda double track. Yes, ya den kwalani be call private secondary schools. Near the Omoko private secondary schools are. Ebema double track na ye day, every ho. Kwalako school 1 month and no better 5 months no. Ebe free ho. Almost the intimate. Afia ya den kwala 150,000. Are you aware say this year 150,000 BEC students you be place your more private you be place your money you be play na ya ba ya no kwala wie school but
a plan
yes
no can say you are misleading the person but hold on but even no the minister has said say double track elimination no the target is by 2028 academic year. You know, but
the point I'm making is that a step is being taken now that will eradicate a problem completely tomorrow.
But then you promise that
no.
Really, that it's nothing.
But yeah, then call 150,000 private SHSR.
They will be part of the placement, no?
Yeah, do one double track no more. Say school no was 4 months. I will call 4 months no fake coffee and and wabefie. In the private so even school. Though we anticipate say about eliminated double totally in 4 years, no. You know, you get the point. So the na fi no a step and action I take here Emma wufu obi kon wa dey adwo mo NPP there miracles utie miracles nsemo a or can this say now can say is this the same miracle 5 months ago miracles Aboagye na me yeto abawe na ne hoye memobo say no one nkofo be yiri ni kon madoma ko ba fi no ni ade
don't go there you can say ko there me wo ha na obetina Facebook here live esu about pudon papa yi ade pudon pa ya ne eboje o pudon papa ya pudon papa ya uko place ni ade me fa o
me say miracles akoye yin teacher so no so ka bi ato me so obi just running through very quickly niema o mampanyini mahama ka so be ya waye or say ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserves a roll out tree for life and blue water initiative or why now in
120 days no?
Yes why and you launch blue water initiative you launch
blue water initiative
you launch a tree for life you say take your time
yellow almost say yellow
no say and
the miracles are what will be kasamo be internet be me in that
sorry
one
blue
you see na miracles galamsey no a no be kan ho asem no edua edi emfie enwotwe
read this our promise
or say
the promise on galamsey
or say or your baby or lanche tree for life. Any blue water initiative.
But not so banning BB.
Yes, banning illegal mining in all forest reserves.
But that will take the repeal of
the process. There is an indication say Parliament recess. But
that will be outside the 120 days.
And just MPP for part me back galamsey as someone. And sometimes yet why say now go for we ya no movie say Ghana for who monim kosoro and the MPP who nipa 9 bia who nipa 10 bia gina ho na mu 9 ye galamsey yes right from the president I'm Obi lawyer so yeah, the evidence na here Juma. What you say? It is all because someone.
Hey, no lawyer like
no, but this is serious matter. Hold on. Yentie the evidence.
Hey, lawyer ni na
hold on.
Say NPP na
evidence. Wait.
Who MPP na MPP for 10 bia gina ho na mu na ye right from the presidency.
Evidence.
Good. Ya kwa chinko fukuo bi wati wa forest no mo ye be 20. So mo ye galamsey. And ye do mo call court. Abranti ani timi tu na numu tuo wo court say ebo no de boye somafo na baabi o mampanyina kufu ado da sori ye flat staff house no eho ene esoma no free yes o me galamsey watiwa obi akọ atimi anya akokoduru akọka sa asem we wo court a ka wo se nipa ne di na asem ne atwe na so na be yes asem a nipa ne kan ye no kura no nukuro bi anya dai abranti ne kan sa ho ane mo ana no ye de ni pie ye ya fa na nsi court bi e official complicity
nipa 9 nipa 10 bi emu 9
neighbor some am sure yes say or profile ni me sure from the presidency so you know the complicity of
lawyer deductive logic now
you get a point omampanya anya no ko omampanya kufu ade ne nuanom yakoche company bi a your friend Imperial Heritage according to anas me wa yakoche ne niema say e wo forest reserve mu ye adwuma e ho ana omampanya nua ga bi asare o kire da akonya me na me ka wo anas a MPP for ka say omo di anas principle na be ye adwuma no oso omampanya nua ga bi o kire da akon afre say yemfa nipa no eniema nyede obi a wo no yes wo ye galamsey e wo ye forest reserve ni akoche no a omampanyini nua de facto prime minister ebe kan say yemfa ne niam anyede
omampanyini nua afraid because as a lawyer you know say na company ne your client ne law firm and that's why he intervened
na company
those facts were made
company ne your client
you see the interest
no company you see the interest of your client but not when the commission of crime is involved so who feel say abaya fa wo yon onipa bi afidie no amfa ne yi ahe na wo court
yes
you don't call to intervene it is not within your domain as a lawyer
your difference with
is the company now standing trial is the company standing
na make can say there nimne say ye kwachi obi so wo ye adwuma wo yima omampani nua friends njan ma ne nkoye adwuma you have not been able to stay say asamo abase kan ansi wo de wo si asi na wo de different meaning na ye de to so yam fanto ne emra MPP party structure nim within the MPP party structure
yes
Frempo Aboagye on na ye chairman interministerial committee mebo ono na hwe galamsey kuni nyina so ya wa ha na excavators 500 ni ataban tuiraye e na ono asi mu pampampan ko police station ko ye case MPP chairman vice chairman awo central region friend ko awusu on na awia machines no meboa obiansi on call this asam ne ko to ko awusi so na ko awusi ne no ko ne office no ko record no no ade beto abon say minister na de na me nyina ya tena se abopo na Asamba ya ube ye gume nko ame so. Enye me John Boadu the time na John Boadu was the general secretary of the MPP. Sir, party here sika enti yamfa ne mama boys na boys mfa nkoye adwuma. Enti di enti na ne move so I've been able to adduce evidence to prove to you the
we are lawyer near one boy.
The president the president
9 out of 10 this is evidence.
You have the opportunity.
You see?
But Abbas, the Ghanaian people heard all of this. Hold on. And said, the NPP has failed. Into a monko namumra based on promises Amodema Ghana for. Why are you rehearsing all of this?
No, you see? We are making serious inroads in the fight against galamsey.
Serious.
One
qualifying with serious.
For the first time. yetimi akoto nipa 10,000 as our Mowaje Forest Reserve about so yetimi akoje free omuzam. Do you think it's a small feat? Nipa 10,000 people mo amuko run Forest Reserve mu amu ye galamsey yetimi akopam nipa 10,000 me ba
in crying
you see good now check time obi and someone American no you see the first and foremost was a Ghana ni bi ati ase says edua edi mfie nwotwe achia no untumi mfa bosome 9 enye dey entime no galamsey kufuado ni wuntumi no ma ye wo kromu ha no mfie nwotwe ase ye nsuo no won't expect to say
allegation
and I won't direct also I'm a lawyer I choose my as send be any who am come for evidence my the many evidence men can won't to me ya ko chain the so akonta mining you water no nimri Forest Reserve mu Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Abujina Pobe ka say won't me license in galamsey no yes
you know the separate legal personality.
Yes, it is a truth in company law that when a company is incorporated, it assumes a separate legal personality. But it is also true. And a section say who got a company now they engage in the commission of crime.
Yes. Yes.
The veil is lifted. The veil of incorporation is lifted.
In a
so what I'm saying is also true. Sawakwati company see a friend contaminate now they galamsey.
Yes.
You can't go under the corporate veil.
I understand that.
This principle was established by Sophia Kufu in the case of Moko versus Kuma.
I understand that.
PLC ni akaenti who knows all them brand ba who say at the end of the once a miracles why to be catch them royal.
Don't worry,
Obi, enti Ghana for and the Forest Reserve, Mumusa mo Akufuado Maya no. Now most of your forest reserves need intact. Akufuado na beshe mra and the most of your forest reserve muna ye nyansuo free no demand the party people. Uko or that forest reserve Akufuado did the amount some 50 years.
You see you are making some serious allegations and mentioning names.
Yes,
that's not fair on the platform.
Many some time, no. They say Forest Reserve are now daho. Okomanso. Who ya mansuni? And I think that you should be even more allowed by this act of cruelty.
I want to see the government repeal that and not amend it.
Forest Reserve are now down manso 5,000 years.
Yes.
Emu. And a manso for na say Unimoda River.
Minimoda River.
And no na manso for na no munsio. Baby a forest ni tishe. Akufuado dia koma.
But no, don't do this. On public radio. Don't be mentioning names just like that without 50-year contract no way. Lease no way. Lease no way.
Mene sampai kraja to me.
I will not be able to sampai they have agreement no way.
Say assemble ya make is a sampai to me because anya no kra. And they are a giant this This is a statement of truth. Don't be my from say Papa Ikasa. One was on a hoshano. Yes, it's a contompo baby. Nano credru ha. Nano contompo hoshano. Sanya miracles, yes, say. Membasama Casa before dinner rap Pentecost. I saw the Mokoboni deliver. No, what's that? Now move is I have a jama mama is a now move opposition for man's a panel. Move is a moving Obitie. Nia come people for 1 year say. Say asam I don't know moko ya ka akonya kura ya mo bi ntina so na campus ya buso mo kwa so
enche
ejima mo me ya mo ho to say dia o mako opposition 50 years old. People know the difference between you people. You see the difference between the Mahama administration and the Akufuado administration, the fight against galamsey. Say and the Akufuado omo na omo so omo ku galamsey no omo na say ye galamsey. One team name was mentioned at a certain point in time. Akufuado himself, his name was mentioned. Charles Bisu, his name was mentioned. And then Obi Tesa Manebua, my defense minister, no deploy a soldier for. Obi bet me the allegation that talent who saw ye galamsey. And I know Obi Tesa environment minister no.
Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed.
Mutala Mohammed. Can somebody come and accuse him so ye galamsey ana? Obi betnya ko kasa Mahama an kasa ye galamsey ana. That is the difference. And because omo hunim no munya daje ko na Forest Reserve 9 and the MPP now Aboagye abosono and then this yakon and to make catch Ghana for 30 seconds Obi 30 seconds
short break
Obi 30 seconds
I'll come back right good I think that's
a self-imposed title and as a title idea
but how can you self-impose
so what kind of confidence in him send you see kasa wa no we no answer
we man come somewhere for them to kasa
miracle
for the IMP title
it was now an aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the former vice president, but in 2024 he was the communication director for the Bawumia campaign. Mebama miracles akasaba. Let me announce again, say 10 minutes to 6 p.m. we'll wrap up now. Sports team that take you over. Ghana Ejina Kono Ewo Egypt. Africa under 20 championships. And here the live commentary ebebre yetiefo enti monshanenso emfa emai under 20 ya na man 4 pe so mono ya de omugina mo nice papa here the live commentary baba syntax tank say yemfa to and say wo pe one tank ni bi atwa ene wu ni how just call them in order tank ye di nsuo gumu de emfa wo ne color wo pe emfa wo ne guarantees a wo pe ni nyina syntax tank e will be a omode ebema frɛ 0244 335 168 omo over 300 agents ewo Ghana syntax tank strong tough only one enkasa na omo emwao unimu nso se ene Asempa FM UCL Fund Day 31st May ye the April ewo T Havana Pub and Restaurant Tema Community 9 a Champions League final ye kwahwe but a all day event in the whole of the day ye na ye hiem ewo fun activities be brebe koso 5-a-side soccer competition, arm wrestling, ludo, basketball hoops and many more events, and you would win juicy prizes in that day ne dia metre Saturday 31st May ne dia and opawo sorea ye na ye ko T Havana Pub ewo Tema Community 9 ye wo hwa tell say the Champions League final na ebeba final no will be in teams are echo Barcelona will be in the final ye nim team be free Arsenal ni PSG be ka yen ho de ba Barca will be there ochena ye be she Inter Milan for Porto na ya qualify for final na ya kwakotwen Arsenal ni PSG be qualify e the final on 31st na de e be ye kicking na Asempa FM UCL Fund Day 2025 is powered by Adom FM, Asempa FM, and are sponsored by Soccer Bet, your best bet for sport betting, TCL, Inspire Greatness, and a DSTV. Feel every moment. Omoboy and Ayade eno bremo into Munshanenso. The other thing is so Kale charcoal toothpaste. And the BDA was some properties be a woman a tuanum bacteria and ma was sensory fita kama. It didn't can near the BDA body tree now the teacher will say, and they are first BDA be and they are far better for quantity. They are toothpaste, Kale charcoal toothpaste. They are Jumapa, a mouth fresh breath, whiter teeth, a mouth senior fita. It reduces dental plaque, a mouth healthy and strong gum. It prevents cavity. A Jumapa BDA. Samara Company Limited, a Ghanaian company, no matinasi. Aye, Kale charcoal toothpaste. Ghana for Ajia to mobile to me used to be once any penny 6 years and above the obey to me a used. Kale charcoal toothpaste, happy smile. Open the door to our friend 0246 864798. Na only one into me. And Kasa no more. MNC Logistics and Supply Limited and so say Omaba Oba. Any Oye Wajuma na open Nioma Eframanone. Now the Abesha Wajuma Mwagana ha, say Oba Beton, say what the Bia Oye me pacho. MNC Logistics and Supply Limited is your plug into a mono for all your procurement, import and export needs on baby Biama. They procure general goods, product and equipment from around the world. Baby, so open from China, Dubai, Turkey, US, Germany, UK, on Befa Eddie Abreu. They will deliver on time. Your product will come in optimal condition. Na bibia etime akoye. From 0302 551 918. MNC Logistics, guaranteed satisfaction, Ghana for Ajwana tum papa. Mame miracles. Ma mintio me pacho.
Obi won say Abbas no din tina say fiti asa someone be din ka catch na say o abemu a okasanko. O opposition so okasanko.
Yes.
Na e kamia kwakoye say NDC for no refi ho. Say mo confused so no mayo. Omo da so gina opposition ene ne tibia na e. O abemu ye say galamsey ndie na waye na kufuado na from o abemu na from boatingwe na MPP o abemu obi
ndi the opposite we bia ye ne
sisi ene nka ofie na wachi from boating na tum wachi we na tum sane me drank ka che ye bi
but omo abemu na monso mu guso kasa also more remind Ghana for there but you are pontificating
baby yen say me kasa o kasa me catch say me betu omfo na obi yen kasa ejai sekeji anka yenka ejai Minister for Communications and Digitalization
yes
etro Twitter say so mampeni ekufuado epese okun galamsey any president needs just 1 week to end galamsey.
Yes,
you have done 120 days. Why haven't you ended galamsey? Felix Kwacho Fosu, Minister for Government Communications, said the only reason why galamsey is festering is because the presidency, it isn't obedient to the down, everybody is involved in galamsey. That is why galamsey hasn't ended. Now he is no longer president, he's no longer in government. Why do we still have galamsey? Is mahama doing galamsey? Internet, that's what na. Oh yeah. Obi me no ka say me di kan ka kire o obi say na wo body lawyer ni ka kire yen say o evidence kire say nipa 10 bi emu 9 galamsey o ka so ma evidence no de nam Togo ne Benin hu be bi o de nam they say evidence na kire say MPP for 10 emu 9 e kasasa na odi aba be mu afi wa ba edwuma nda ho troka ene report abane say national security for nkasa no makwaje obi mining company no mo to gold no so no musipe ene
they were there to cure a mischief.
Why would the national security take over a license organized underground small scale mining?
And then the Erastus no
Erastus post na we refer
yes
Erastus and miracles who din atem what the assemble na who din atem na dey all
on record
Emre Daniel Emre Daniel
let's to ourselves.
But now
he has
friendly interjection.
No, don't interject me friendly. Mr. I have never ever insulted Erastus. I would never do that. I disagree with him on some of the things. It doesn't mean say baby I'm and he knows. Erastus and I, we have our own banter on social media all the time. If this report he has given is a lie, he can come and say it's a lie. But as we speak, national security they are the ones who have been reported to be engaging in illegal mining on somebody's mining site. I told you about Upper Denshire East constituency chairman. On the NDC for magic number so no mutu okron fin. Our win traditional council a drop petition a come on penny up to no near one shade. Yes, wo NDC MP no ono nene or the galamsey yes akoshe room no mutu galamsey. You just heard a friend saying, oh, me audio no na in some na NDC chairman ne kaya na enye fair time. Inti yen to me mbo. Nka me remember
we cannot play it.
So what when the man was energy no guts no say when Ghana for be kasa sa o wa be mu wa party for na jig galamsey site aboso we na your perception e obi na twa book bo. It is happening. Our friend Mokraso Mombekasa NDC chairman no more D host that time say sebi nini bribi on na some finish so watch your video no. And you a government appointee CEO we party for aji o minor boso say o minor obetra radio so dey na wire fan ho a we say Akufo-Addo ye we say from Paul Boatin say what have you done about that? They haven't done anything about the fight against galamsey. Everything they are doing about the fight against galamsey, not even one. Not one. Obi, call Mrekuduka. I'm sure you spoke with him here. Water guard, any other?
Yeah, but
yes, but boat near the so any other? Obi, fiti 2018 na modern reporters attaching a friend is saying defense ministry any police wura so mo ye galam stop ne de ka o free no muda as at 7th January ya hand over mamo na military dispatch any police dispatch e wo galamsey site e wo ho obi ye ni kromwa e na omo president flag bearer and na ye president is excellent John Dramani Mahama e ko campaign o ka kire omo campaign adanse wo ba bi say obey mampani a obema galamsey yesa abayache omo nyina amnesty no do mu fidi amomo na wakodi campaigns nechi enti sa woba na wobache galamsey yesa wo se ye monse mo se waye de anyi oba na wo fa chamfan na wo hye na de na waye oko sizi excavators ye ko sizi bia ebira ya hunse bibi mo ko sizi bi ayira minister for environment akasa titibitire o se excavators wo mo ko find ebi ayira eti there is not a single new thing amodiaba in the fight against galamsey. Rather the newest thing amodiaba say unlike in the past where we had perception of politicians involved in galamsey, and then it is a matter of fact say NDC for na galamsey nafa and yeme na make a fact to the sense the chairman Nagasa on radio is fighting back without remorse.
NDC for ni be
Obina no better here okay
questioned him
it went to be okay anyway went to be improved, that's true. Obi the constituency chairman, the constituency executives, the members of parliament ebi na ewura mutu galamsey na yakoya na say ye bae enti oman no mutu aba ma mo say mombra be solve problem na so mutu ma mo say mo so mo me ase ye change button no. Why are we doing this to ourselves? What kind of disgrace is this? I don't know. Abane gu oman ni nenu asasa say wo kan sema kese say wo ba wo be ye e dey so be galamsey wo ba na ebisa say na waya wo ti radio so na wo bobo ena from Paul Boateng I say ena Charles Bisu you say what have you done, what are you doing to fix the situation? Oh na ya chengrofo, do you know a number of people we prosecuted under our government and galamsey mo kwa na mo che abrofo na mo na we jom na mo ko Obi 850 prosecutions in a year under this under our government, at least 187 sentences or so. So what are you talking about? It is a serious business. When you have better radios, and you have whitewashing with PSA FM. This is serious business. This thing is our survivor. It is our life. Obi, me say, do you know what is happening in the mining areas? NDC executives no NDC for no bowra site wo say ye na yaba either say we be free and ya betu and say de bia ba be ye sales aman every week be ye sales aman aden I say about praise and transfer power our galamsey site. Why? What is this? Yet to because mo police for no soldier for to me kosisi excavator dey go da kosi baby na mo ma say my instruction ye beti an say yakofa ye beti an say ayira national security for mako be mining site obi a legitimate mining mako je oti an say mo so ni machine to gold no national security operatives na mo wo ye friend say adanse wona mutu no akata tie so na mutu no sa gold no mutu ma hwan because company na yemo dia machine na maso no why the mom kwai say mo so sa machine no. So if you have the national security being alleged to be involved directly in galamsey dia obi then we are in trouble. It is the last thing I may expect if you any government functionary, especially lawyers who should know better to say about someone, is for them to come and sit on radio and try to even speak on galamsey because we are completely deeply involved. We are deeply involved, Obi. What do you want to say? In the past, most of you for the galamsey. It's not known to me. Ekufa do ko. Ekufa do mampeni. Eti ade ne yegu so ye galamsey. So is it the case that your mahama his ex in a ye galamsey nana? Obi, if we allow the government spokespersons to speak the way Councillor Bass e kasa na Obi, o man no, then we are in trouble. They are mere expecting when they say wo na wa be mu. Oni edi to me amount. Into better ha now start cancer no one start ebia ye idea to akwa mu na bi nie aha ne ye ni sei ye no amfa nti ye pese dan mu sei ne ye ni sei ne mo men kan je say na Frimpong Boateng say na we mu ye bi nti de no fa ho bai today what is the relevance of Frimpong Boateng ne charge bi so say ma no to the fight against galamsey na wa be mu na you're supposed to do no. What have you done? What is the relevance? As someone that's opposition. As someone that's opposition. Hey, MPP for that offer 10 be a 9 now. Some calculations, some maths we what call class 1 for chromate me on just mathematics here too. Say MPP for offer 10 be a 9 okay, MPP for if you are buying mu. Into more and almost say you soon for. Almost say you soon and almost here for. Muntumin put any decisive action be in place to fight against the menace. And I'm there, you be some be an amoko MPP. You be some be a modern MPP. Mombreye. And this is for Mombreye. Obi, you and I know said the Galamsey menace whilst MPP was in government had nothing to do with the Kufa to Galamsey. Only FM. But Moton Sasemia, Atoya, Manuba Togana for Bitimu, and your Tobamao. And then Kufa the call. You be said then I for Galamsey. Who does so boy Kufa do? What kind of useless government is this?
Oh,
Obi, I didn't
but he also made a point which is a critical. You also don't expect, say, in 4 months, you see a complete turnaround as far as the Galamsey menace is concerned. That is not realistic.
Obi, have you heard me say I want to see a complete turnaround? Or I am saying what is the decisive specific actions? There are two different things, Obi. I don't even I choose my words carefully. There are two distinct things. I haven't said I want to see a compliment. Say, tell me the new 10, one new 10, one. Abemu 120 days. Within 120 days, no, it's not short enough for you to intimidate the judiciary and mess up with the judiciary. But you think that it's too short for you to show us one action that is new from what has been done in the past in your fight against Galamsey. We are useless. You have no use to the country in the fight against Galamsey if this is your excuse. You have no use. Okay? One 120 day a friend is saying contractor Moshe Obi Mukache and say Moba now I never come mekan was I come sit cry. I said, oh, where is this document? I said we'll place a ban against Galamsey and oh, Minyan coming to me kind of verbatim. It's here. I'm trying because I want to be quite accurate, you know, on the issues. Maybe if you can find it for me, maybe about the number. Specific number.
Maybe Abbas.
Okay, number 19. I say ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserves.
Yes.
First of all, we need to control document way, but you and I know say you cannot ban something that is illegal. So the wording itself is misleading.
What's a problem?
Yes,
for that particular.
It's misleading. You can't ban something that is illegal. The thing is illegal. How do you say you want to ban it? LBTA or say roll out Tree for Life and Blue Water Initiative to heal and sustainably harness the environment by turning areas and water bodies degraded by illegal mining into economic and ecological recovery hubs. Okay.
When now 120 days.
120 days.
Okay.
Obi, inti me expectation is say anya hwekra minimum. Mo ka say mba repele li repeal it.
Yes.
And no 180 MPs you can do it in a day. We say baby as at December na Galamsey edru no there was a need for a state of emergency. State of emergency we hear one line and not two lines, not even a long paragraph, and take to parliament. You have absolute majority, you can declare it.
That point no Omar Carter will say NDC did not officially make that promise. Trades unions na demonstrations. But
NDC, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, in one of his social media engagement, backed it. Say he supports the call
for the declaration of state of emergency.
Yes. We even have other functions. Yes, the video is there. So I just here, and you know, all his government, a friend is saying party functionaries in AKB, support here. Now see how we played Honorable Kofi Aboagye. Yeah, but the videos in the Bria and all kind of wasem. State of emergency, all kind of wasem.
Yeah, but it may have been his personal.
No, I'm
not the party as a corporate body.
Yeah, don't come from to letterhead Swaza.
Yeah, that's what the communications.
They
did not make that promise as a body corporate.
Obi, sana Obiaba Bemu Bekadia, any enjoy campaign, na Ultra Manifesto now. Now they are what teacher my with any kind. If that is the argument, say if that is what the NDC is going to do, there will be any Asempa FM. Because OTA and some of them while they are in opposition, we have them on video. Now say, when we have them on video and audio, we cannot utilize it because it's not on their letterhead as a body corporate there. Then we are in a total mess. Do it. You said you supported it. Or be something you believe in. And you thought that if you had the power at the time, you would do it. And now, at the end of the Western, TUC for say galamsey now Western since in a city in the past. That's what I say. Oh, I am na meka TUC for the kind na me support you mukekena man throw me letter ed suntino untumi go di me there, then we are in trouble.
Na TUC for na data ben no mujina so kasa ayewe. Na
data ben na NDC for so hu ye nti no support TUC for no. Ene NDC for appointee Professor Jampo. Oh, don't do that. You have your 10. Professor Jampo, Shepherd's Authority CU.
Yes.
Or yes when ye say the colleagues now support no to declare nationwide strike. They voted to also any Yababemu. What is our galamsey assembly?
Waka the last assembly count galamsey say at least now we have a listening government, a government the 8 in some amount for an air can.
Yankopo betria neka.
Also nyabotre.
Obi mama kase misho. Yankopo betria neka in the sense say
miracles nyabotre. Oh, hold on. Yankopo betria obi kano. That's
he was talking about arrogance.
He is not in power. He is not in power.
You are cursing on radio.
Hold on.
Former government communicator.
Miracles. Nyame betria obi kano. Nyame betria obi ka ye curse.
Special aid to Dr. Baumia. Yeah, Dr. Baumia chira wono.
Charlie.
Oh.
That you feel Dr. Baumia said no.
I am doing it.
Abbas, what happened to me Kassaw? What for me fight?
Special aid to Dr. Baumia.
I think respect
one child to me Kassaw. One to me ya to me Kassaw. Ni apon. Call him say we me
Dennis. Respectfully
me train your friend is Yankopo betria. But Obi, it's painful.
His point is say
it's painful.
You were listening government, and he would want to give the listening government a bit of time.
Or a hypocrite. Or a hypocrite. And they say to me, or a nyachum. Me and I do 11 p.m. Now Professor Jampo.
Yes.
Who on my phone so chase me. So remember Dr. Mahmoud Bamiya signing undertaking a new group aye. Or signing me the breo. Or you listening?
Dr. Bamiya signing.
Or signing and I made me Dr. Mahmoud Bamiya signing you know the mommy and I made the breo. One Mr. Kanashibe, on your listening. We were not a listening government, and yet you always had meetings, called meetings that the government was seated with you. If all your measure was about a listening government, as you are saying it there, and you're hypocrites or in your he was doing it for his own selfish interest. Anything about the buy and 100 days in a Wakwaji position. This gentleman and his group were all over this country demonstrating for days on the street of Accra. Days. On the street of Accra, say yeah, who are because yes, was say now say abana ye bibi amfa. Hey, Ghana, you be woo into the whole Ghana. Ejumayefo nyina declare nationwide strike. At that time, do you know what the government was doing? The government had military and the police in the forest arresting galamseyers. At that time, the government was seizing excavators and burning chamfans. At that time, government was prosecuting over 850 galamseyers, including foreigners. And yet, Professor Jampo and Crawford or say our listening government, in spite of Sani and Aboagye, were on the street for days, calling for they were agitating in this country, making this country ungovernable. Can you, Professor Jampo, mention one new thing that the listening government has done that was not done in the past? Hypocrisy.
Miracles are
this. Oh, Charlie, why are you doing this?
No, we are closing 10 minutes to 6. It's Oshasiye 5.
You have the time.
40 minutes. No, but we're disrupting me too much. It's not fair. Obi, Mr. Abbas, or Abemu, on your position. Kasabi will highest, let's go position for pet. Who are Bema to be in Kasasa? We want action. Unjai say now be sent as someone not say Kufa do we oko. Una wa Bemu. Ghana 4 pay solutions. What is your solution? What have you done in the last 120 days that is different from the past? I tell Ghana for 2 abamai. When to be an kind one child, obe Kenya and Twatwa. Obi afemi ko na demonstration.
No. You do that in 2 minutes. Na memra.
Obi.
Abbas.
Obi.
Abbas, relax. I'll give you time.
No.
I am sharing the time. I'll give you your time. Don't worry.
Yes. 25 minutes. Now,
a new 25.
Now, because I have 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes. Me tell me, because I have 40 minutes.
You know 25 minutes. Yeah, but I'll give you time. Why?
No, Pab. I see mobile be radio station.
Also, 2
They been a day 2 minutes. Me won't say that.
Your 2 minutes is coming.
Me jama. Me won't say that. Hey, about 2 minutes. Young Jackass and Nina Mao. Me tell me, because I have 40 minutes.
By that time, so if you're starting show,
say my boy, a friend say polo. Say no, boy. See what they say. Oh me tra. Obi, this government is attempting something very dangerous, and we will be a lawyer. Me assure say ukufia on the wife bon koma moka. Wife penny ni power with me aka de wo akoma so. Akyere no. We are kan nyina kan wa hwe ne yiwa ma. Because of we djuma we. Obi. Yawa de bi e fe ne presidents. Wo ye pe, wo de esa and ekuro bi abeto oman no ho. Ye wo kromwa and opposition leader is Senator John Ramani Mahama. Ekoshia and this lawyer for. And no catch mo say as I say almost fix judiciary because assembly on beja court bi omudi nkugu assembly on beja court nkugu na nadwum no because the judiciary needs a fix, but he doesn't believe say they can fix the judiciary with this same chief justice. No say catch mo say and then you know yem bench no akoye political judges nko people who are politically tainted. He said it on TV. I watched him live. Now, the NDC lawyers should be ready to be elevated to the bench to go and balance out the bench. These were the words of John Mahama, His Excellency. Me video no ha. Obi, there me say sa papa na me say papa na asem no sa asem no me rehoye. And that was the day I knew said the day John Mahama, His Excellency becomes president, this country will be in trouble. 100 days. Galamsey so 100 days dumsur so would we need akwakosi the judiciary pakope one ma party for when you invite petition the free party for that is a claim you cannot substantiate and they don't even say. My belief is that you can still make your point. My belief, I'll say it, my belief is that who solicit petition from NDC for, that's my belief. You may disagree, but you may disagree with me. That's why I didn't say fact. If it's an opinion, you can have an opinion on an opinion. But that's exactly what I've stated. The fact. I said my belief. Why are you saying something I haven't said? Have I told this fact? I said my belief is that. Why are you saying something? Your belief is that what? The government solicited for petition from NDC fanatics because Obi, what kind of petition now? Say nyanse bi enim. Dedi kan. Niema £9 mu jira so omni ba yi Chief Justice ba ko ne se otukwa no ni kro ne ba ekoye. Yes, omuyusu aman sika and call private trade. Obi na let the auditor general audit the judicial service and highlight that in his audit report before it becomes effective to you. And yes, meaning because you see, it is the auditor general that can identify something that is an anomaly. And you're president, you can't come to the judiciary to come and determine. The president has not done. Oh, now then the balance I will say. Obi, prima facie say at least on the face of it there are questions to. Now so who will not say on the face of it there are questions to. There are. Oh, let me go with some third vice chairman. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Obi, you are not being fair. Don't because it's not your turn. Prima facie, no. On the face of it. Vice chairman, vice chairman. You can't do that. I didn't. Ejuma unim say una be kasa last. You still have the una be kasa last na we say. 25 minutes you are still not content. Una be kasa last na we say. Obi miracle ejuma we ya man pa o say you Obi the fact say sa frivolous fictitious ade we a otumi kan say why establish prime fashion in chese one ne ya adwen. The tosu mi no one ne ya adwen o. The only thing I want say monko hwehwem say no cry but me ne ya adwen. That alone charge money awo. Number 2. Musi mu yi na di because judicial service staff be here no mo hosem no wa sanction no mo wa transfer bi e ka the charge no. Number 3, almost say or incompetent. One of the reasons for incompetence and they say minority case on the call on Speaker Barbin issue no. They don't think so we odi assembly. She only presided though. She wasn't a single judge. The other judges can go and do their work, but no because you disagree with the ruling into no you or you're incompetent. Number 4, lawyer ni be say Chief Justice ni nya kasa e wo court and also petition no. Obi, Chief Justice in there, minimum so because the premeditated now. They see there was some premeditation on the side of the president before they came to power. And what he has been doing every day, is to ensure, is to ensure,
demonstration is to achieve what?
Is to simply draw the attention of the entire nation, say, or the Nsaka judiciary. And they will say, political judges in our home to bar NDC lawyers in here ready. And the judges in here ready. Now, elevate your balance. The impression I have here right now is that all the 7 judges you have nominated are NDC judges.
Okay.
You see, it may not be correct, but what was some now about previous judges and so also better, you know, has now created a big problem for these judges.
Okay.
So actually, MPPDB case called Supreme Court, no lusu. That's a 7, no. Ebi waka so 7 aside. And I'm an idea elusu. I think that's an obetumia. Say obetumia. Sajum bonina or the buyer no. Onyen wiye. Obetumia and contract.
May that say. Abbas.
You see, there is one thing about MPP that makes them exactly like. That makes them exactly like KJT to bottom 4.
Aden.
On the KJT to bottom Nino. Ubemus and in Sasha bottom. Or say I am in Sasha bottom, but we are mess up. That is exactly what Miracles has displayed here this evening. On the he has been accusing NDC government of arrogance when he has no basis. But in Kasa Yemune ne Bibia say he himself has not paid himself of the arrogant tagger in the administration. Now Ubi, I think say you have been very charitable with him. Or Tana Haka say NDC are binding a useless government, you allowed him. You allowed him.
We've been here before.
Mate.
We've been here before. I came in and asked him that description, no? And he came in. I know the one come over there. Okay, Ediabo. Dr. Baumia special aid. This one. They say Dr. Baumia fi adia ye chire wo hoye Ediabo. So the special aid can come and sit on radio and rain curses.
He has withdrawn that.
This is the lowest the MPP can sink. But what be unim? NDC send make the galamsey fight, you know. It's a tough fight. By NDC government led by Mahama, we are making very good inroads. And now we be Mesremo say inroads kakra na ye making no. Your bad radio so near Kasa, Mamma create impression say Yashi. And nay nimtre crano. It himself forest reserve a hold obey and Subi Wahan and another Danko Kufuado. Nanipa Gumu ye galamsey gidigidia. And next our forest reserve no ya pamo munina frimu aje dia ma my Ghana. One of such forest reserve Amansie Central Forest Reserve or Fin Shelter Bed Forest Reserve NDC yapam galamsey for Ephraim Tano Anya and ye galamsey for Ephraim Tano Anumre ye galamsey for Ephraim Etiwa Rainforest ye galamsey for Ephraim Afao Hills Forest Reserve, ye galamsey for Ephraim, and I'm also South Forest Reserve. In the NDC, at Miaje Forest Reserve, Bayan Wachia and the MPP now a month for ye day. It's a significant step. But has the fight been won yet? No, a lot remains to be done. In the Nyakwanya, Yenka now a month for Erastus Asaredon Konokra has had cause to state on his Facebook page, say, even though the fight against Galamsey has not won, but who's Aboagye show more commitment than the previous NDC government. Miracles Aboagye, and then the over radio so echo to Erastus at the reference point. There was a time Miracles Aboagye, ucha Erastus Asaria Donko da Pais on social media to say, who did attempt to say
attempt the idea. Yes, you know so Nina. You can disagree with it. Obiano just a word in that.
No, Miracles Aboagye catch
he's not on record to have insulted him. No.
What say I want didn't at him. No, what say or you should tell me man say as or a journalist I want can or you Juma the ball position. And then the Miracles Aboagye Erastus Asaredon ko numa sem na dia ye quotation. E job in American say galamsey fight no day, but it will be won. Obuasi asem wa work no. It has nothing to do with galamsey. Because enya forest reserve mu and enyensium obi. what are the facts involving the Obuasi Asemnoa Erastus? And I think on this one, me, I respect Erastus Asaredonko very much. Me metina and Casa Erastus, I can't say in favor NDC, me be dinner them. He's one person, I was a Ghana. You protecting him because and you're then toward the day. Obuasi Ebeko Galamsey is commendable. But we nipa, a room review or getting it wrong. When he gets it wrong, we must point it to him in a civil manner. Me and Kwaya won't. Miracles Aboagye kotoku samubi who opposition Erastus Asaredonko be ka someone na wudi na tem ene de no na odi abetena ha e na wo buru nua eduabo hene miracles Aboagye special aid to Dr. Baumia. They say Dr. Baumia fi eduabo ne kire. What are the facts surrounding the Obuasi issue? In 2015-2016 there were agitations in Obuasi by the youth. Say Anglo Gold abeji o masase yesu galamsey o munni adwuma nye ama ekom aba ekom nso ye dey emani bre na wo won so ka ni bre enti sa aban anye bibia o mo bete Anglo Gold for so atua na NDC aban ye wo ho ne gold mines wo Obuasi at the time ni ye negotiation na Anglo Gold and say Obuasi gold mine no say yasa ase no kra na ye 60% ayenye de ye nyusu 40% penny yes wadwuma enti ade asase no mamo na mo de ama yetimamufu a wo Obuasi ne mpotamu sane ebeye a omobema yasomdua me anso ye de ya adwuma enti under NDC ye corporate mining bia ye de ho ne ye de ema Obuasi youth no ama na omo ye omadwuma wo fa na Anglo Gold fo so ye de adwuma wo fa aban sesa ye no ana asase a yedi ama Obuasi timamufu asa ne yebeye omunya galamsey no MPP abai weni mu mpanyimfu MPP so omo Obuasi enclave no omo kwaji asase no na omo fa ye na omo pone bi de ma China fo. Listen to us very and omo pone bi de ma China fo na omo de na omo de abrantie bi a friend kwadwomacho eto ano enti ade a yedi ama Ghana, so it has nothing to do with galamsey. Enye forest reserve mu no obi ye bibi enye nsuo mu no obi ye dai obi ye bibi enti enne power asesa enkofo no na omugu so Obuasi youth no na omo wo no a mukopam wo mo a mo magi ade na MPP nipa bonesem we de ade ama Ghana for magi na mo de ama China for no mo so mo kojo mo ade na de ntokwa aba na national security akopam obi a no maintain security or maintain security. So this shameless attempt to see
miracles
friendly interjection
friendly eduabo miracles Aboagye special aid to Dr. Baumia jade me nua no na nye miracles ba eduabo nko
me ko puli eduabo papa ono abas abo me mbo bia me ka say nyankopɔ betua raswo jampo ka
eduabo
debi enduako
ufri Dr. Baumia fi obra say dey do what travel no miracles allow me to make my point obi
me ka say nyankopɔ betua raswo jampo ka medika na do
special aid
eno eduabo nyankopɔ betua
so the issue of Obuasi Erastus no we have put that fact to him. He's not been able to come back on there.
Say the galamsey the people are doing galamsey.
I know America say
background.
No, but it's not the background. So why are you mining?
Which one have you put to Erastus? Background.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, but why are you mining? So why are you mining?
Under his position, he's not been able to come back.
So why are you mining?
Facts.
Why are you mining? So why are you mining?
Facts and Assassin's for the two.
No, they are protecting.
Hey, and how do you
Debbie.
You are saying that narrative.
No, it's a lie. It's a complete falsehood. And America say, sir, assassin no. Miracle Erastus argument or you say there was a legal mine and you say the source of that mine no illegality. Yeah, the more Obuasi for MPP for Abedjama China for and this for China for me common the Obuasi for no. And regardless of the basis, you better know the more Obuasi for no. So Erastus and no, it is not part of your galamsey fight. It is not for you to determine.
I'll be what you say.
Background.
No, two German for
also German NDC for.
No, German Obuasi. Yeah, German Obuasi you for no Anglo Gold CD 60% of don't tear some na say.
Obi, you get a point. Obi Mesro. What the national security for the two? That is fact. Obi, Akwaje legitimate mining site. That is fact.
Yes.
Legitimate mining site. That is fact. So what are you talking about?
Obi. Obi, let him.
National security for some machines and mining. That is also fact.
Let him.
So what are you talking about?
Obi, more person omutie de omati assassin no 60% Anglo go dem oboase youth. MPP buy no, and omodi abema China for NDC aba ye be gi ade no afri China for.
Na mama ye mo
so mama ye legal responsible
4 years. Who is mining?
Obi.
In the past 4 days, who is mining?
National security air
Obi. And Omuga Kafasi.
Obi a honya forest reserve. A honya nsuo.
It's to be two.
So they enya untimi me use way enva me kasa mahama. It's a shameful attempt at equalization. Which you must apologize for. Jobi. Media can say galamsey ntokwa no ede. Ben this has shown genuine commitment.
What have you done?
Aboagye forest reserves be 8. They say yapamo galamsey yourself free.
Obi na kwa check galamsey and free and let reclaim me.
Yatimi akoto 10,000 every forest. Mufi say ya deketwa. Yako collapse a whole township. Obi I think say enkaye bahanka was say mo tenaces presenters was some mudi kan a bo mediocre useless government. What is our useless government? Mediocre.
Miracle.
Obi mi anko yanim.
CJ.
Somebody are backing chorus.
And Obi MPP for so mo your demonstration. Demonstration under Article 21 of the 1992 Constitution and Yabone.
Yes.
It is MPP for so mo your galamsey demonstration.
Save the judiciary demonstration.
Save the judiciary demonstration. Now. It's a good call. Mon call for baby, lose you na depression. Actually, mo share them, mo didi akese. No my exercise. No more demonstration. A boost to local economy. No, no top farm ice water for many. Apart from that, this is a pretty useless demonstration.
I didn't hear.
Some people say, "Yen save demonstration. Yen save the judiciary." The very institution of multimission Momranti Kutupa, Emma Moko attack a court of competent jurisdiction, Emma Judge, our name, your permanent free Jamuno, and no one ever say with demonstration.
Never stick to issues.
My goodness! My goodness!
That's true. That's true. But it becomes
MPP and now move say we are demonstration. Now voice no my voice my voice like lower nobody has disrespected. No, mean this all once I'm a high pitched speaker. But make us say me mo bidia. Menka will be useless. Menka pressure. You also may at least my commentary, even though a high page, no, it's more respectful, it's more sober. I do dispute that we are useless. Yeah, useless government. Okay. And we are useless government. And now you dispute it. I buy 4 months. You have to do some 4 months. We are useless. Ajekum tia simple no yes sama na
4 months we are get 4 months yes miracles brawasio and then 4 months yeah that's 4 months talk about the dumsur miracles stick to the substance forget about me let me substance forget about me na substance no obo me di 100 times go to the substance.
Why is
4 months for dumsur now we fit your DM
miracles everything aside you are special aid to Dr. Baba.
Are you mirroring the temperament of Mahama? We are the CEO. Are you mirroring the temperament? We are the CEO. Are you mirroring the temperament of your Mahama? Stick to the issue. Substance.
CJ and answer the
Obi. Sekabi Maminkabi Mobia Bejine Brania. I was say the judiciary, no. Be seen to be independent, dispensing justice without fear or favor. Na yashishembra say ubi efi say ubi etemwani anaso etemwa for penny na wonye na dwuma ya omebo no kwadu na kwadu no ye de to nsane ani ni ehunu say sabi aba wo mu a ye tu ho na monye sa
yes.
It is any an MPP demonstration no a constitutional no.
Asempa FM.
Sounds no man penina na mo na watu na ye constitutional obi meboa. Me de na me share unu some MPP for ye demonstration say dia o man penina ayi. Etia yamamra etia ebia act of parliament bi. Ba ni nyina mo ntimi nkansa na kire say
almost an
anamobia anamwa mampanyina tuobia dana kwamutrodo. So let's state it straight say o mampanyina nam o mampanyina mfumu mra onfumu kwan na obi the akoko entibi dania wo mawu ana
benko a won kasam no benko a obu be never all program we say otiba mebu otiba me so
emre di kan a
asam na so don ko benko
emre di kan a ye superior court
ye ba ko mensi akoye djuma na de
enu nti ye be ka say e was say we judiciary ana and our mampanyini onkroma a whole chief justice was sacked meboa.
Yeah,
and then even under the Fourth Republic, some superior court of judicature justices have been sacked.
1982, you're right.
Under Anas expose, say yes, I superior court of judicature. Those whose terms and conditions are falling under Article 146 are Obi. Shra the boss here nyina eye Charlotte say ye nyinu ana enti die nkwa ehunu ana say e pai say chief justice ya de na emfa ne kwan so ne obi akobo ne kwadu a MPP fo mu ni
say one kasa opposition say oba obeyi na nka yen ka wasem one kasa opposition
na obi on say
obeyi na nka yen kasa
the MPP fo ye ni sesi no justify the entire Madam Gertrude Toko no wontimi ntina ho nye chief justice bi o adentia o mama ye hunu se maame no tia wote ho no onte ho a wode so mo my Ghana na maame no no te ho a sebi o hwe o mo achi
enti dia wode na ba no so hwe mo achi
enti na woni ho no you see
ti dia wode na ba no hwe
obi MPP for yi Charlotte say wo krom ha did you see NDC minority, did you see NDC ekasa ho, but did you see the afenyo markings say afenyo markings ma me na wu anko nsu kra say
na Charlotte wani so say mo kroma
afenyo markings so kon o ma me na wu kra anko nsu mo da so
Charlotte nsu kra ka wona mo di ECJ
now say
da so ka wona mo di ECJ.
One thing about the Mahama administration way about the quality of governance, the respect of the fundamental rights of individual. Obi 8 years under Akufo-Addo, the so-called freedom fighter no okasobe demonstration with Kroma, it was a real struggle. Unim sa major fear demonstration ba kumienu miensa be nyina yedimu ntintimai. Wo ho na police fo afrew ye ma wonye. Wo ho akwan we ye ma wonfa so. Wo ha na yakokọ takoji injunction. It was a struggle for face the country for hwan mu obi e demonstration ba obi hwe and the mampanyini mahama okatachi free fast obi demonstration police fo fi say model no a nanado de ye adwuma ne de baby omo so omo kokko te hwan attorney general ka say hey monko na monko yi. That is the quality of governance Ghana has made over a lot of for a longer period of time, the respect of the people's right to demonstrate. And now MPP demonstration obi akoso kama na dia obi medi yawo kese pa eye MPP minority leader Fenyo Markins wakoto post ni twede. Hey obi, is this what has become of the MPP Fenyo Markins? Ya to barricade yes wuntimi ntra obi tie o ya to barricade wuntimi ntra police ni na enforce mra na Fenyo Markins akoto twede e catch police ni law enforcement officer verbally assaulting him say oye Jimmy for Fenyo Markins. This is a leader in MPP. Obi right? Obi in MPP say in Obi T MPP on. Emrebi drew here. If even you did not like them, you would appreciate the quality of human resource. I will be no more day. Omo. Na ya cratch for party. Na ya nimdi for party. The lives of Adubwa Hinenom, the lives of Odoi Sachs, the lives of Peter Alajete, the lives of Jani Salvi, Obi. Mamena, Obi. And then people, Obi. Why Obi me protest? It's the station for you. Now they have to 10 minutes. How? Now they are. Obi, and MP adani akadani
power legends of the radio station
adani truthful party MPP adani for minutes one party MPP say minority leader we lawyer who to go to police ni kade etimi ka so ye jini for obi is this what the MPP has become
2 minutes one cash
obi and MPP
40 minutes